And Public Eye News, a driver is arrested for a rollover crash, and a high school goes phone-free.
Devontae Stein will take a look at the forecast, and later Todd Rose has an update on sports. Hi, I'm Maya Kurth.
I'm Todd Rose, and welcome to the Monday edition of Public Eye News. Yesterday's sunny weather provided a perfect day for NMU students to get out and clean up our environment. The NMU Conservation Crew, a student-led group, led a pack of 15 wildcats to Whetstone Brook to clean up garbage there. An estimated 500 pounds was collected. Past efforts at the brook have accumulated up to 1,000 pounds in years prior. The group focuses on the brook as they believe that preventing the trash from flowing into Lake Superior to be paramount. And a Gwen hiker was rescued Saturday night after they had gotten lost while hiking along the Escanaba River. The Forsyth Township Police Department jumped into action just after 7 p.m. in response to the report of a missing person. Utilizing thermal cameras, the hiker was found by a Michigan State Police helicopter at around 3:30 a.m. The hiker was reported in overall good condition.
Sovereign Communications radio stations have been purchased today by Wisconsin-based Armada Media Partners. The stations being purchased are based out of Marquette and Iron Mountain. Sovereign Communications will still continue to run the radio stations out of Sault Ste. Marie, Newberry, and the Eastern UP. Armada Media Partners will now open and operate 23 radio stations in the UP. On Sunday, the town of Gwinn came together for a fundraiser to help and support a man battling cancer. The fundraiser was for Jerry Roberts to help cover his medical expenses. He is currently fighting stage 3 esophageal cancer. Over 100 people attended this fundraiser, which included a silent raffle and taco bar. Jerry's family is very thankful for the support, and his daughter-in-law, Tony, says, quote, "We had a wonderful turnout. I can't believe the support we've had from our community. It's just been absolutely unreal. I know he's been touched a lot of lives, and it's really shown today," end quote. Donations can still be made in Jerry Roberts' name at Honor Credit Union.
And it's October, which means it's the spooky season, and one Marquette group is getting in the spirit. Joyful Terror will be running a haunted house in the historic Gossard building Thursday through Saturday, 6 to 11 p.m. through the rest of the month. The haunted house puts groups of up to 6 people together to try to cleanse the house of evil. The haunted house, titled The Darkness Within, combines elements of your classic haunted house and an escape room. And following a rollover crash in Iron Mountain, a 20-year-old man is in custody. The driver, who was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol, failed to stop at a stop sign, causing the crash, which resulted in 2 vehicles turning over. Authorities responded to the crash last night just after 9, and there were no reports of injuries. The name of the suspect is being withheld until their arraignment in court. And stay tuned, because after the break, we'll have your national and international news.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, X marks the spot for vintage treasures when we check out the stuff of a generation.
It's amazing.
Oh,
it's
wow.
awesome.
Wow, very cool.
Get out, really?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
That's pretty staggering.
Really? That's kind of amazing. Oh, my.
Don't miss our special edition, Antiques Roadshow, the Gen X years.
Tonight at 8 and tomorrow afternoon at 3.
Welcome back. Lumen Christi High School in Anchorage, Alaska is starting a phone-free policy, and students are actually enjoying it. The administration noticed that students were becoming too focused on their cell phones and were neglecting their work. Students at Lumen Christi were upset at first, but then started to see the positive impact that this new policy had at the school. Joshua Van Tool, a junior at the high school, says, quote, "I've seen a positive effect on our school. People are socializing more, and we're actually focusing on school instead of checking our phones all the time," end quote. The administration believes that the small size of the school attributes to the success of this new policy. In the 1980s, raisins were all the rage, but you may have heard through the grapevine that sales have been drying up since then. U.S. farmers and the raisin industry are hoping a turnaround can spark new growth. Nichelle Medina reports.
100% of raisins in the U.S. are grown in the heart of Central California.
This year is more challenging than most.
Steve Kister has farmed this land for 45 years, but times have changed.
We went from being maybe 40% of the world's supply to 20 to 25.
Many farmers are pulling out their vineyards and planting more profitable crops like almonds. Raisin sales shriveled over the years as parents chose different snacks for their kids.
Sticking it out is going to be all about change.
It's not just farmers. Packing houses are hurting too.
1 year's really high, 1 year becomes really low, and it creates instability not only in the farming community, the packing community, but also our customers.
California is no longer the world's largest producer of raisins. That title goes to Turkey. So for struggling farmers here, they're hoping the industry will find new growth with a raisin renaissance.
We're now putting them into their final pack format.
Harry Overly heads Sunmate, which represents about 40% of the raisin industry.
The brand has been dormant in terms of communication for quite a long time.
The company recently rolled out its largest marketing campaign.
Sour flavored mixed berries.
Selling new products like sour raisin snacks.
And fruit snacks can simply be whole fruit.
The core target is about winning with today's millennial parents. They are the generation that is now assuming purchasing power and buying power.
I'm third generation, and my son is starting to farm. And he wouldn't be doing that if we didn't see a future in it.
He hopes it's a future where shoppers are again reaching for that familiar red box. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, Fresno County, California.
United States forces will make way for a Turkish assault on the Kurds in Syria, the White House said in a statement yesterday. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the Turkish president, has warned of such an action for the past several months. Both Republicans and Democrats are weary of the possible consequences of allowing such an attack to take place, as it may lead to strained relations with allies. The area in northern Syria in question was stationed with around 1,000 U.S. soldiers who have pulled back from the area and, in the case of widespread conflict, may leave altogether. And the White House is dismissing the revelation of a second whistleblower who claims firsthand knowledge about President Trump's phone call with Ukraine, which launched an impeachment inquiry. Nicole Killian has more details from the White House.
A second whistleblower has come forward about President Trump's phone call with Ukraine's president. Unlike the first whistleblower, this whistleblower claims to have first-hand knowledge of the call, in which President Trump asked President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden and his son Hunter. But the White House responded that it doesn't matter how many whistleblowers come forward because they've already released information about the call.
It was a perfect call. There was nothing. We hand that call out. We've handed the call out to people and they say, wow, this is incredible. We're very proud of that call.
The president's defenders insist he did not withhold aid to Ukraine in exchange for the investigation.
You clearly were upset that somehow there was an implication that military aid was being frozen because the president wanted an investigation. Why did you wince?
Because I didn't want those connected. When I asked the president about that, he completely denied it. He adamantly denied it.
Many Republicans are also downplaying the president's call for China to also investigate the Bidens.
I doubt if the China comment was serious, to tell you the truth.
You don't take the president at his word?
The president loves to go out on the White House driveway. I haven't talked to him about this. I don't know what the president was thinking, but I do know he loves to bait the press.
But not everyone agrees. Maine Senator Susan Collins tells the Bangor Daily News, "I thought the president made a big mistake by asking China to get involved in investigating a political opponent." Nebraska Republican Ben Sass added, "Americans don't look to Chinese commies for truth," and Utah's Mitt Romney called the request wrong and appalling. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
Famous comedian Rip Taylor passed away in his home in Beverly Hills at the age of 84 yesterday. Taylor's career started with sports on The Ed Sullivan Show, and he also was known as the Crying Man. During his career as a comedian, he made over 5,000 guest appearances on various shows. Taylor is survived by his partner, Robert Fortney. And after this break, we'll have weather and sports.
My campaign against drugs will not stop until the last pusher and the last drug lord are...
Tuesday night at 10 after Retro Report.
Welcome back. If you take a look behind me, it's partly cloudy today. Students are leaving campus to head home for the day. If you look at our current conditions for today, it's partly cloudy with temperatures of 59 degrees. Winds west-northwest at 13 miles per hour. Pressure falling about 30.06 inches. If you take a look at tonight, it should be clear with a low of 45 degrees. Winds southwest at 6 miles per hour. If you take a look into tomorrow, we should see some sunny skies. High of 66 degrees. Winds from the south-southwest, 15 miles per hour. Taking a look at the UP now, at Sault Ste. Marie, partly cloudy and 55. We have Manistee, partly cloudy and 60. Escanaba, partly cloudy and 59. Menominee and sunny at 63. Taking a look at the other side of the UP now, we have Iron Mountain, sunny, I'm sorry about that, at 59. Ironwood, 59 and sunny. Houghton, partly cloudy and 54. And over in Marquette here, 59 and partly cloudy. Taking a look into the next couple of days now, Wednesday we have a high of 67 with a low of 51 and mostly sunny. Thursday there's a high of 66 with a low of 57 and partly cloudy. And Friday there's a high of 62 with a low of 41 and some rain. So Todd, I hear you have some exciting news about the NMU men's hockey team from this past weekend.
That's right, they're off to a good start as they get ready for the regular season, Devontae. The NMU Wildcats opened up the hockey season this weekend with an exhibition in downstate Plymouth against the United States National Team Development Program. The game ended 4-3 in favor of the Cats. Luke Volton, Ty Redmond, Grant Lovin, and Andre Gatos all scored goals against USN TDP, with Nolan Kent and John Hawthorne splitting time in the net for the Cats. Kent, who's expected to start in replacement of the now graduated Ate Tovanen, stopped 10 of 11 shots that came his way, while Hawthorne stopped 15 of 17 pucks that were shot at him. The Cats open up the regular season this upcoming weekend as they take on the Michigan State Spartans at the Barrie Events Center Friday and Saturday night. And just a note, the Saturday night games start 1 hour earlier this year. And there was more winning for the Wildcats in store on the volleyball court Saturday afternoon. The Wildcats were in GLIAC action against Northwood, where they swept the match 3-0. Set 1 was a nail-biter as both teams scored 25 points before the Cats were able to pull ahead and win 27-25. Sets 2 and 3 were both hotly contested as well, as the Cats eked out wins 25-23 and 25-22 respectively. The win puts NMU at a record of 6-9 overall and 3-4 in the GLIAC. The Cats returned home Friday to host Ashland at the Vandement Arena. And two teams remain undefeated in the NFL as of today, but that could change tonight. Last night, the New England Patriots defeated the Washington Redskins 33-7 in a game which saw Tom Brady pass Brett Favre for third in the most passing yards of all time category. In Packerland, things are looking good as the Packers defeated the Cowboys 34-24 on the road in Dallas, as running back Aaron Jones ran the ball in for 4 touchdowns for Green Bay, the most in a game for a Green Bay running back since 1999. That moves the Packers to 4-1. That other undefeated team, the San Francisco 49ers, well, they're coming off their bye week, and they'll be in action against the Cleveland Browns tonight on ESPN Monday Night Football. And speaking of football, Maya, the Bears lost their game last night, but I hear you got Bears of a different kind.
I do. In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Jeff Stokely parked his service van outside a customer's home, and he heard a car horn honking, and to his surprise, it was his own van making all that noise. When he looked inside the van, 2 baby bear cubs were located inside the car horn, and the car horn was honking, and he let them know, he let the DNR know that the bears were out safely. All right, and I think that's all the time we have today on Public Eye News.
Pretty much do it for us here. Thanks for joining us for another edition, and we'll see everybody tomorrow for a beautiful Tuesday.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.